Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tiny Blue Games. My name is, of course, Csaw or Chris, and today we're talking about Final Fantasy XIV in 2020. There you go, I said it, we've broken the mold. In all seriousness, I'll probably forget one of these times and say 2019, and I'm just stuck in the habit of doing it. But yeah. Happy New Year's, everyone. I'm really excited to have you along for the ride of the channel into 2020. Hopefully you had great holidays yourself. My trip was excellent. And I'm really excited to get back into the swing of things and start making some new content for the new year. The very first video, this one obviously is going to be about the Christmas event and the New Year's event in Final Fantasy XIV. I had so many comments while I was away, making sure that I was aware of the Christmas event and hoping that I made it back in time for it. And I did make it back just in time, so luckily I was able to do it. And then I did the New Year's event right away, and I was like, let's just do a kind of video covering both of them at the same time, because I think it would fit really well together. But just before we get into that, I wanted to do a quick debrief about the channel and how we did in 2019, and take a look at what kind of content I see coming in 2020. So a lot of you probably remember that about a month ago, I put a poll on a video, but also on the channel as a whole. And the poll was really asking about what kind of content you'd like to see from the channel going forward. I explained that one of my main issues with gaming and sometimes playing other games that aren't MMOs is that I feel like I should be making content out of them, but I also don't feel like, sort of filling up the channel with a bunch of non-MMO content. I mean, I already feel sometimes bad when I'm putting non-Final Fantasy XIV content on the channel, just because it's different than what some subscribers want. So it's a really hard balancing act, and I feel like getting feedback from you guys is the best way to improve. So the poll itself had 3 different answers. The first one you could choose from is I'd prefer just MMO content. The second one was all kinds of gaming content. And the third answer was I want to see everything, in brackets, any type of content I create, being me creating the content. And so this is what the results of the poll were. I prefer just MMO content was the clear winner at 52%. And then we had all kinds of gaming content at 14%. And then we had I want to see everything, any type of content at 34%. And that was out of about, I want to say 300 and I think 350 once I added the actual video poll as well, and it didn't change the answers very much. So it was around that amount, which was a pretty good representation considering how many subscribers I have. And I was excited to see so many people engage with it, so it was really cool. But then in the comments below, a lot of people went even further and said that they're mostly here for the Final Fantasy XIV content, which, to be fair, I know that. I see the analytics. And the one surefire thing I can say moving forward for 2020 is that the Final Fantasy XIV series is going to continue. I've gotten very comfortable doing my Saturday videos on Final Fantasy XIV, and it seems like a lot of people have really come to appreciate the regular schedule and the regular time of it, almost waiting for it. Like, I think one person said like Saturday morning cartoons, and it made me feel really, really special, just kind of like thinking of someone waiting for my content to come into their sub feed. So it was really cool to think of, and I'm really excited to continue that going forward. Obviously, I'm really excited to get into the higher levels of Final Fantasy XIV, and we'll see just how far I get this year. I do have big aspirations, so we'll see. But I'm really excited to go forward with the game. And then on top of that, I was thinking of just more MMO content. I've kind of gradually been tossing in some different MMO videos on Wednesdays, and I feel like that's felt pretty good. One of the big ones I've wanted to do for a while is kind of some old school MMOs that you can still play, a bit more of nostalgic videos, which would be really fun. But then ultimately I'm thinking anything that's kind of outside of that world, I would treat very much like how I'm treating mobile gaming, where I have a separate channel and I occasionally plug it in a video, but I don't, force it into this channel, which I think has a pretty good vision for it as it is. So yeah, that's kind of what I see for the future. In terms of how we did with 2019, 2019 was easily my most successful year and favorite year of YouTube. To put that into perspective, from 2013, which is when the channel was created, and to be fair, it was a very casual operation back then. It's still very casual now. At least there's kind of a schedule to it, but it's very casual. But from 2013 to 2018, I made 2.2 thousand subscribers. And then in 2019, I made 2.4 thousand subscribers. So I actually more than doubled my subscribers this year, which is really crazy to think about. And it's not surprising because there was a month, like during the summer, I got like 1,000 subscribers in like a month or two, which was just crazy. It's when I was traveling, and it was when my Final Fantasy videos started really getting recommended to people. And it was just so exciting to see so many of you people come in, and just such, it built such a great community. And I really enjoy sharing content with you guys now and just seeing that community continue to grow. So it was a very successful year, and I'm really excited with where we are right now, and I'm really excited to see where we continue to go. But yeah, I think I've talked enough about this. Let's now get into the Final Fantasy XIV content. The very first event we're going to talk about is the Starlight Celebration. That is the Christmas event. And then there's obviously the Heavensturn event, which is the New Year's event. And the very first thing I want to talk about, and I think I've mentioned this before, but I hadn't put a picture up, is that each of the events for Final Fantasy XIV have these super handy little one-page infographic type things that explain what the event is, what the rewards are, where you start the event, what level you have to be to start the event. It's super handy to have these, and I wish so many more games did this, because it specifically for someone who's new to the game and could spend forever trying to figure out which NPC I talk to do a certain event. It's really nice to have an exact map location, and I just go there, get started, and I'm on my way. So I very much enjoy that, and I gotta give praise where it's due. The actual events themselves were great. I'd say the Starlight Celebration was a medium length event, very similar to like the Halloween one. And then the Heavensturn New Year's one was a lot shorter. I'll give a quick summary of it because I really enjoyed the Starlight one. Really what we're doing is we're sort of helping a Christmassy festival with a performance that's going on. There's a kid who is not having a very good Christmas or not having a very good Starlight Celebration, as it were, because their dad has been working a lot more with the as a guard more than he would, and he hasn't had much time to visit with his kid. So we hear about this, and we're pretty upset because the kid doesn't even want to go to the celebration or to the show, and it's really a sad start to it. So we go and we search out for the dad, and we find out that he's actually been taking this time to work on practicing his singing with his magical singing, dancing chocobo. And he's been practicing up to perform in this festival. So upon learning this, we have to go back to the kid, and we convince him to go to the show. He's a big fan of chocobos, so it's pretty easy to convince him once we say that there's going to be a chocobo performing. He goes to the show, he sees his dad, everyone's happy, there's chocobo rides for the kids. It's all really exciting, and it ends with us getting a sweet costume for our chocobo, which I was super excited to get. It's really, really fun, specifically for the holidays, but I think I'm going to be sporting this look for quite a while. So I'm really excited to have gotten the outfit and be there for it. The actual story itself was quite good. In terms of actual gameplay, though, I mean, really, if you're not reading the text, which, when it comes to Final Fantasy XIV, specifically for the A Realm Reborn section, if you're not reading the text, it just becomes like walking to different people and clicking. So I really suggest you dig a little bit deeper and you do take that story in, or else it could be quite boring. But I mean, I also don't want to say how people should play their game. People should play however they want, but I definitely enjoyed the story myself. Now let's turn to the New Year's event. The New Year's event was a lot quicker. I'd say it's probably been the shortest event I've actually participated in. And I should also mention before I move on from the winter or from the Starlight Celebration, I always just do the events and get the main reward. There is the ability to go back and earn more tokens to earn more rewards. I think you do that. From the I don't know how I missed this, from the actual performance. It's like a Guitar Hero kind of situation where you have to interact with different different clicks and stuff like that as the beat goes. It was really fun, and I failed miserably the first time, but the second time I did really, really well. I didn't know what to do for, I think it was the yellow ones that gave me trouble. So I had to reread the instructions, but I had a lot of fun doing it. And that's definitely a really fun sort of activity to earn more tokens. So I think that's a really good replayable aspect to the event as well. But yeah, so I would like I was saying, I usually don't go for the extra tokens, so I kind of just do the main event and then I move on, which I think has worked really well, just specifically to see the events for the first time. The other reason is a lot of the other rewards tend to be housing items, and I don't have a house, so I haven't found the need for it yet. But maybe if I'm rich in the future and have somewhere to put those decorations, I'd be more interested in it. But yeah, let's talk about the Heavensturn Event. I'm now looking at the word and wondering if I'm saying it correctly, but that event was really fun as well. It was particularly fun because of the creature you fight, which is a giant piece of mochi. And I think it's mochi, right? I'm not crazy. This is a food that I don't eat very much, but it was really interesting to see it, like its animations and its attacks, and it's just like it's goopy, and like it was a really fun fight. And you get leveled down to level 5. It's kind of done as like a fate situation, and because of that the fight actually lasts for quite a while, which is really good, and it's with quite a few people because it's kind of a group event that way. So I had a lot of fun fighting the monster. The actual storyline's really quick. You're just sort of trying to help a chef, and you're trying to make rats seem a little bit more appealing to people who do not think rats are very nice. So it's got a nice story to it as well. But what I particularly enjoyed was the beautiful helmet I get as a reward. It's always nice to get a different costume piece. I feel like I've earned... That was my door. Sorry about that. I think I've earned quite a few different helmets, it seems like. So I kind of want to get some more other costume pieces from some of these rewards. But I definitely enjoy having something to switch up my wardrobe every so often. But yeah, guys, I really enjoyed both events. I'm really excited to see how these events change each year, now that I kind of have like an expectation. So I'm really excited to see how things shift as years go on. But yeah, I'm really excited, and once again, thank you so much for warning me whenever there is an event going on. I don't want to miss any event. I hear that Valentine's Day is a pretty big thing as well, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.